everybody, MovieFanZ here. So it's that time of the year, end of the year, where we give our best and worst lists for movies of the year. And usually I like to have different lists, a pre-2024 list and a list from the year, which currently is 2024. So today I'm going to give you my best movies that I saw pre-2024. I saw over 100 movies from past years, and I already did my worst list, but let's get into some good movies. And as always, I have some honorable mentions, and we'll start with those first. We have 1999's Sleepy Hollow. We have 2012's Here Comes the Boom, which, side note, that's one of my biggest surprises of the year. We have 2022's Sydney. We have 2020's Beastie Boys Story. And we have 2007's Sunshine. But let's get into my top 10. At number 10, we have A Quiet Place from 2018. So, this is a movie that, again, has been out, and people raved about it, but I decided to watch it in anticipation of Halloween Horror Nights. And I really liked this movie. I thought it had a great atmosphere. I thought it had a unique, setting and some quality jump scares, but also some great performances from John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. On to number 9, we have Across the Spider-Verse from 2023. So, I had already seen this before, but as a birthday gift this year, I actually got to see it again, but with a full orchestra present, and that enhanced the experience. But I actually like this movie more than the first movie because I felt like you get more characters in here, but you also have more of an actual story and more Miles Morales at the front. I know some people will disagree with me, but I feel like Into the Spider-Verse, more of the focus was on the visuals and the music than Miles Morales and the story. On to number 8 is The River Wild from 1994. This one was a movie that I had wanted to see for years, just because I had heard how good it was. And it lived up to what I heard. First off, amazing performances from both Meryl Streep and Kevin Bacon. But you also have a good performance from John C. Reilly in here too. But along with that, you have a great atmosphere and setting. And it was thrilling the entire time because you didn't know what direction it was going. And this was the first time I had ever seen it, and I was blown away by how much I enjoyed this movie. Number 7 is a movie that I actually recently rewatched because it was celebrating an anniversary, and I got to talk about it on a podcast, and that was 1999's The Green Mile. Just as great as it was when I saw it before, with amazing performances, especially from Tom Hanks and Michael Clarke Duncan. But James Cromwell and Michael Jeter are also great in this movie. And it has a really good story and unique location. And it just pulls you in the entire time. Number 6 is The Mummy from 1999. Great action movie, cool characters. Just you want to be along for the ride. And along with that, there are some good, funny jokes in here too. Just all around fun movie. Number 5, we have Schindler's List. Uh, Rewatched it this year. A hard watch, but amazing movie. Top notch performances. But like I said, it's not a movie I would watch again or maybe one more time if I had to. But it's still so incredible, but tough to watch. Number 4 is The Quick and the Dead. Another one I had heard so much about, but it exceeded my expectations. Oh, and this is from 1995. Sorry, forgot to say the year. But you have amazing performances from Sharon Stone and Leonardo DiCaprio and Russell Crowe, but especially Gene Hackman. You can see why he plays a villain so well because he just does it so great. But along with that, you have a lot of good action. Yes, it's not like long drawn out action, but it's to the point and it shows off what you need to show off. But along with that, I think what really works in this movie is a great balance between the action and the storytelling. You're still able to get a quality story with different twists and turns mixed in with the action. Number 3 is 2012's The Avengers. This is still my favorite Marvel Cinematic movie because you don't get so much so many characters in here. It's basically the 6 heroes taking on an army. And it's just them. It doesn't get bogged down. And it's a great introduction to the team outside of their solo movies. Number 2 is Almost Famous from the year 2000. This movie is amazing. It actually has jumped into my top 5 films of all time. Like a lot of these, great performances, especially from Patrick Fugit and Kate Hudson and Billy Crudup. And it tells such a great story that you, again, like another movie that I said, you're along for the ride, but it doesn't let up, but you don't want it to let up. And number 1 is another Billy Crudup movie that actually is also in my top 5 of all time. And that is 2003's Big Fish. What can I say about this movie? This movie has everything. I think the settings and the different characters that you meet along the way really add to this grandiose story. And Billy Crudup is really good in here. I think the standout, though, is Ewan McGregor, who is the main character that you're following. And I actually think this is my favorite Ewan McGregor performance. And it just, you are just enthralled the entire time. And for that, it's definitely a top 5 movie for me of all time. But this was my list. Just to recap, Number 10, you have 2018's A Quiet Place. At 9, you have 2023's Across the Spider-Verse. At 8, you have 1994's The River Wild. At 7, you have 1999's The Green Mile. At 6, you have 1999's The Mummy. At 5, you have 1993's Schindler's List. At 4, you have 1995's The Quick and the Dead. At 3, you have 2012's The Avengers. At 2, you have 2000's Almost Famous. And at 1, you have 2003's Big Fish. Like I said, this was my list of the best movies that I saw pre-2024 this year. And if you enjoy my reviews, don't forget to like and subscribe to support this channel. Thank you for joining me. This is MovieFanZ signing off. Have a good night.